What is going on, everybody? It is episode 931 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with my co-host. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, Crisis actors. It's Mary. We are not going to make the same mistake that we made yesterday. Rather, I made yesterday. There's a $20 super chat from Shane H. Wilder. Happy Wednesday, Brett and Mary. If anyone hasn't seen Seamus's new project, Twisted Plots, consider helping him make the full season. I've seen the pilot, and it's hilarious. It's worth every penny to help the Irish spoon thief. I think I saw something about that, but I wasn't sure what Twisted Plots was.
Yeah, it's like an animated series.
Okay, cool. And he's gonna, I assume,
he's crowdfunding like the entirety. Like I think they have one episode done, so that if you crowdfund
to come out
with
on
it,
YouTube.
I don't know where it's coming out.
Huh. Cool.
But so we just had this thing happen where. Because that last minute from like 3:59 or 2:59 to 3 is so long, at 2:59 I hit start stream, and then by the time 3 comes around I hit go, and I'm like, shit, did I start the stream? I
Yes.
did. We're good. We're
We
good,
are
ladies
live.
and gentlemen. You should hit the like button on this video for my forgetful ass is what you should do. You should hit the like button on it and subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already. Please and thank you. Remember to share this episode and the segments out with everybody in your life that you both love and hate. I know there's somebody in your life that you want to share this with that you don't even like, and then you can go down into the comment section. You can argue with them about it.
I
It's a
think
fantastic
it could
way.
actually end their nemesis relationship. I think it could bring people together.
I would like that if people would get brought together. by it.
Actually, maybe people can be united by their shared dislike of our show.
You know what? That's
I heard the strongest friendships are built on shared dislikes.
I've read that before. So you got one friend, you're like, I hate those hosts. And you guys just
Exactly.
become. But I always worry about that too, because like I don't ever want to become like too chummy with people just because we don't like the same thing. Like I'd like to.
No, I
live
love that.
I'd like to live in a world where the people I hang out with, it's because we like the same things, not just like, oh well, you know what?
Okay.
F that guy specifically.
Both are important, but shared dislikes are more important than having shared likes.
Okay. Is the same true for your family?
Well, what do you mean? Like,
Are you closer with would you be closer with family members if you don't like the same things?
I think that we actually have more shared dislikes in my family than shared likes.
Okay.
But I think it's more important for relationships too. Like in dating, I think it's more important that you dislike the same things or same people or same ideas.
Okay.
Rather than liking the same stuff, like having the same hobbies.
Yeah, it would be weird if I was into crocheting like Olivia.
But you both dislike
What's something we both
corny
dislike?
Pinterest pickup lines.
Yeah, we made fun of that together. That's
You know,
true.
that's more bonding.
I'd like to
share
think-
your mockery of something.
I'd like to think that we have a lot in common, like just in our behavior alone. But in general, yeah, we don't have the same hobbies or anything, and there's probably some things that we dislike together.
Proven.
Yeah, it works. Guys, another thing you should do right now before we get started with all that is head over to castbrew.com.
I again forgot about my cast brew flavor.
Yes.
Guys, go get Mary's Ghost Blend. I'm not even sure how many days it's been since it's been out, but that was news to me yesterday. So if you haven't heard, it is now published. You should get the s'mores flavored Ghost Blend in time for Halloween if you haven't already. It's very seasonal. You gotta feel like you're around a campfire telling ghost stories. That's kind of like the concept behind the whole thing. I tried not to make the packaging too scary.
It's not. I mean, the eyes do most of the work.
Yeah,
The
actually,
black eyes.
when they came up with the mock-up for how my eyes would look, they showed it to Tim because he needed to like approve it, but he wasn't gonna like say no. And he was like, "Are you sure Mary would like this? Like, it seems a little demonic."
I think I saw somebody on X bring that up.
And I was like, "No, I don't know why he would think that I disliked it. It's not. I don't think it's demonic. It's just like spooky."
yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, and it's the Halloween season. I mean, I was just posting, like, ever since I started talking about how I missed 24-episode TV shows, I swear I see people talking about it all the time now. And I saw a Dave Cullen video about, like, what happened to 22-episode seasons. And I saw another thread the other day that said, whatever happened to, like, Halloween episodes? from
Or
TV
specials
shows.
in general. They don't happen anymore because they're not making scripts
'Cause
seasonally.
They make one season of a show and they film it whenever. The difference was back in the day is like, you know, if it was a typical network show, it started in September, maybe early October on the late end to start the season. So you knew pretty much ahead of time when the Halloween episode would be, so you could get your air date closest to that, when the Christmas episode would be, which is in my opinion even more important than the Halloween episodes. JB's Spooky Review actually has done two, you should go check out his YouTube channel, has done 2 videos on like, it's like 15 TV shows that did spooky episodes of regular shows. And a lot of those were, of course, Halloween releases for TV shows. So what you guys should also do, again, like I said, hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And what are we discussing today? Well, the trailer has come out for The Witcher Season 4. If you are new here, then you would not know necessarily that they have replaced Henry Cavill, who was, of course, the fiercest advocate for the source material in the show and the star of the show, being a huge fan of the Witcher video game franchise. They have replaced him with the lesser of the Hemsworth brothers. In fact, I would even put him behind the oldest brother. Was that Luke Hemsworth?
We always forget about Luke Hemsworth.
Well, now that I've watched Terminalist Dark Wolf, now I'm going to say that Liam Hemsworth is officially below Luke Hemsworth, who doesn't even have the benefit of being traditionally handsome like the other 2 brothers. So Liam Hemsworth is the bottom of the barrel.
Was he really as bad looking as we remember him being? Let me just fact check you on that.
He's definitely not Chris, and he's definitely not Liam.
But he's still, he's quite handsome. He's just not,
He's portly now.
Yeah. I haven't heard
He's
people
awesome.
use that word in common conversation.
But they have replaced Henry Cavill with Liam Hemsworth, and everybody agrees that this season 4 is dead on arrival. So we're going to talk about the plot against Henry Cavill, the plot that was underway from the moment the show started. We are also going to talk about Elon Musk, the launch of XAI Studios, and the suspicious connection timing-wise to his signal boosting of libs of TikTok and all of the cancel Netflix stuff. Look, 2 things can be true at one time. Netflix can be doing disgusting stuff, and somebody can be using, the boycott of that business to promote their own work.
To promote their own disgusting stuff.
So
which
we're gonna
X certainly is.
So we're going to talk about that. Also, the Tron Legacy premiere, the Tron Ares premiere is not exactly going according to plan. They got to keep Jared Leto away from the women, and he can't hang out with the robots.
And the robots.
So we got that. We got a bunch of other stuff. If you're ready, we can just go. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go for it.
We've kept you on your toes with all of the rumors about who is going to be playing Voldemort in HBO's upcoming Harry Potter series. The rumors were flying about it possibly being Pedro Pascal, also, of course, Cillian Murphy, and then the rumor surfaced that Voldemort might be gender swapped, and who better to play a gender swapped Voldemort than Tilda Swinton?
Yes.
The comparisons are obvious. I don't think that we even need to go there.
Any fans who might know what I'm talking about, if you ever saw, and I'm sure there's at least somebody in the chat who's seen the show Once Upon a Time, it was on ABC, it was a Disney show with Jennifer Morrison. Tilda Swinton is looking like Robert Carlyle playing Rumpelstiltskin in that show.
I mean, I would feel flattered by this if I were her.
Yeah.
People trust me with such a huge role.
And look,
follow up.
I don't actually think this is going to happen.
No.
That's just me.
No, and I don't think that J.K. Rowling specifically would let it happen if she has the level of creative control that they're telling us. It's just funny because people keep making fan edits and they just refuse to admit, or maybe they haven't even chosen a Voldemort yet. They refuse to reveal who it is.
Well, they said it will appear in season 1. So at the very least, it's probably true.
So we thought we would have known who it is by now, and yet no announcement has come forward.
I'm just trying to find a good picture of Robert Carlyle as Rumpelstiltskin. If you've watched the show.
But didn't Cillian Murphy say that he wasn't doing it?
Yes.
Maybe they're just trying to hoodwink us and he actually is taking
I mean, that would be pretty good on their part. That's like a pro wrestling move, right? Where you hide the special return from the superstar.
He didn't do it because it's too much. It's too much for his schedule.
He
doesn't. He's a movie star, so yeah. If he were like a TV actor, it would make more sense. But he's a movie star. He can't commit to 8 years of doing that character.
I'm always kind of shocked by like the actors who will be like in an industry that's as cutthroat as the one that they're in, and they'll be like, yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit to like 8 years of this. I'm like, you know how much, like, how many people would love the job security?
Well,
like, you have to be almost like what's the joke that I heard is like a CEO is somebody who's like delusional enough to believe that their stuff is going to work and then ultimately surprised when it happens. Like a movie star is somebody that's like picky enough to be like, oh yeah, I can just get whatever work I want.
Well, when Cillian Murphy says it, it's
exactly, he can.
True, and
Tilda Swinton as well.
He would make more money not taking this role.
It's a micro percentage of the acting population that gets to actually do stuff like that.
Right.
But beyond just, you know, the up in the air casting for Voldemort, there's also like today somebody at Warner Brothers is getting fired because there's just apparently just an endless barrage of set photos that keep coming out. Like this has to be approved by the network.
Someone is hiding in the craggly rocks on the beach here, taking clandestine photos of the set.
So this is John Lithgow.
I think that this is approved. I don't think that anyone's going to get in trouble for this. I think they want people to see the filming process to hype it up.
So they've got all of these photos of Dumbledore in the on a beach, and if you're wondering, I had to ask this. I had to go back into the recesses of my brain and asked where the hell this happened in book one. It certainly never happened as far as I remember in book one. But what they could be trying to do, again, I don't see any images of Harry here, and it's not possible anyways because Harry is at this point, the actor's 11 years old or something like that. They could be looking to get interstitial shots, planning ahead to try to avoid what happened with Richard Harris in movie 2 when the actor died because, you know, Dumbledore is old, and so the actor who's playing him is correspondingly old, and maybe they're trying to get ahead on some of these shots to try and show something that happened in one of the later books, because this did happen in The Half-Blood Prince when Harry and Dumbledore travel to that seaside cave to go after one of Tom Riddle's Horcruxes, and it's actually one of the most important, you know, one of the most important scenes in the books, but it doesn't happen without Harry, and there's no Harry in these shots unless the idea here is that they're going to dump him in later in post-production. But it just could be planning ahead.
But wasn't his body double there, or was that in a different set?
That was a different set. So there's more pictures than just that. Here are some other close-ups of him.
Are they really that worried that John Lithgow doesn't have much longer?
Like, you have to look up how old is he? He's getting up there.
Well, he did say that he accepted that this is his last.
He's like, this is like my last. Yeah, this is like my last hurrah.
He is 79.
Okay, so he's getting up there. So it wasn't just those photos here. Like I said, now there's somebody out here with a cell phone camera who's just recording videos. It says video of Dumbledore talking to Nicholas Flamel and his wife for the Harry Potter TV series. They've got like the whole cast coming. I love the costumes here, and then everybody else is wearing jackets made of current year.
You know, I thought the same thing about the pictures of the Snow White. What were they called before they were CGI dwarves?
7 magical creatures.
Bandits.
Oh, the bandits. Yeah.
The pictures of the bandits first came out like back in, what was that? 2022 or 3?
2022.
Might have. I can't remember. But yeah, those photos came out, and I was like, how is this possible? How does Disney not have their set on lockdown?
This feels like leaks to me on purpose. Because there also are ones coming out from Harry and the Dursleys and other scenes. So this is the other thing. So this is images of Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel, who's, of course, the creator of the Philosopher's Stone, which is, of course, a very important part of the original first book. So what I'm looking at here, if you look at the wide photo of it, it kind of looks like they're on like a cliffside or something. You see this here? It kind of looks like a cliffside. Maybe this shot down here of him is at the base of the cliff, and then he comes up to meet him.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, I'm trying to figure out, because there are no scenes in the first book of Dumbledore on a beach.
No.
It's just not there. This doesn't look necessarily like the same thing that I saw him wearing here, but it's of course very far away. And that's an important part of the first story, but I don't know if that's even going to, like, that's the whole point, right? So in the movie, they do talk about it, and you do learn about Nicholas Flamel, and you see him in the Fantastic Beasts movies, but you don't see him in the original first film. So that they're doing exactly what the television show should be doing, which is spending more time on scenes that got cut from the film because there just wasn't enough time to fit it into the whatever the runtime was. Right. So that makes perfect sense to me. In fact, that line that Flamel or that Dumbledore says to Harry at the end of that first book is one of the most repeated lines from the franchise, which is like he reveals that after him and Flamel agreed to destroy the Philosopher's Stone, that Flamel's just going to die, and that's where the quote, "To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure," comes from, which is like a very famous quote that makes its way around every so often, comes from that book. And I don't know why he's at a beach, but my interest is piqued.
How long has it been since you read the books?
A long time.
That's crazy that you remember all the details.
Not nearly as well as I should. I used to, I've read those books. They seem to bypass my inability. Of course, now it'd be even harder because of phones and your attention span shrinking, but I already had a small attention span back then. I was able to pay attention to those better than I could other such literature. I know it's very cliche of somebody my age, but that's the way it was. There was other photos that came out here. Petunia Dursley is of course still too thin and too pleasant looking. She should not look that pleasant.
Well, isn't her hair color wrong?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
I thought she was a brunette, but I could be wrong about that.
Right. Whatever.
Are they making a comment about being blonde haired?
Ozempic Dursley.
Yeah, and then there's these photos here. So my guess is in the first book, when Harry starts getting his letters from Hogwarts that get delivered by the owls, Vernon Dursley's basically just keeps throwing them away, so they keep sending Harry more and more letters, and eventually he takes the family on the run to get away from them and has a gun. So I'm guessing that this is at that point when he's trying to get away from Hagrid, who's going to try and give Harry his letter for Hogwarts personally.
Okay, I have no idea why I knew that, but yeah, Petunia Dursley did not have blonde hair. She was brunette.
And yes, I don't know what's up with Harry's teeth in these photos.
Yeah, so there were some people commenting about it, and then I realized it's a body double for Dominic.
They wouldn't have the actual actor. He's doing other stuff right now.
They were saying, what's with the prosthetic teeth? And it might just be the body double's actual teeth. And I was being a dick.
Yeah. Look, there's all sorts of set stuff going on for the films right now. It doesn't seem... Look at it. Like it's literally endless. Yeah, those are prosthetics. Look at...
Well, then why is he wearing prosthetic teeth? That's why I'm... is Dominic going to be wearing prosthetic buck teeth? Because I thought that only Hermione... in the books had buck teeth.
That's a famous storyline there too, because at one point she gets hit with a spell that makes them grow even bigger than normal. And then when the Madame Pomfrey, the lady who runs basically the medical ward, is like, okay, when they shrink back to normal size, just tell me. And she lets them grow to past what they were to a normal sized teeth and goes. So, spend their time. If they're spending the time with Nicholas Flamel and Dumbledore, that makes perfect sense to me. They even included Flamel's wife, who is mentioned basically in the research that Harry, Ron, and Hermione are doing on the Philosopher's Stone. They find out about Flamel in the library, who lives with his wife, who also gets to use, because that's the American version. The Philosopher's Stone grants everlasting life. He's 600 years old, and his wife's 600 as well. So his wife's name is mentioned, and she's in that shot there. They point out that he's there with his wife.
What do you mean by the American version?
In the British version of the book, it's the Philosopher's Stone, which is an actual thing, in literature. And in the American version, they thought Americans were too dumb to know what a philosopher was, so they named it the Sorcerer's Stone.
They thought Americans had never heard the word philosopher?
Yeah. They didn't know that the Philosopher's Stone was actually a real thing in literature, so they called it the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't have a high opinion of American
Okay.
To be fair, I love both, and I've listened to both. I love both the American recording and the British recording of the audiobooks. The British version is done by, what's his name? Oh my gosh. The American version is done by Jim Dale, and the British version is done by I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head. But it's like a famous Stephen Fry.
Okay.
So like both versions are very, very good. But as far as the show, I mean, they're spending their time doing what they should do. It could be some type of insert shot to fill in for, the Half-Blood Prince in case John Lithgow dies, but my guess is it's got something connected to what's going on with Nicholas Flamel. So we'll have to wait and see. In fact, maybe I'll have to put bets in later and see if on Polymarket where that shot goes from. All right, let's move on.
On Monday, Robin Williams' daughter shared a post on Instagram pleading with fans and maybe also with trolls to stop incorporating her father's likeness into AI videos and sending them to the family, which I cannot imagine why someone would think that's socially acceptable. But
so weird.
Here was her post. She said, "Please just stop sending me AI photos or videos of my dad. If you've got any decency, just stop doing this to him and to me, to everyone, full stop. It's dumb. It's a waste of time and energy. And believe me, it's not what he would want. To watch the legacies of real people be condensed down to this vaguely looks and sounds like them, so that's enough, just so other people can churn out horrible TikTok slop puppeteering them is maddening. You're not making art. You're making disgusting, over-processed hot dogs out of the lives of human beings, out of the history of art and music, and then shoving them down someone else's throat, hoping they'll give you a little thumbs up and like it. Gross. And for the love of everything, stop calling it the future. AI is just badly recycling and regurgitating the past to be reconsumed. You are taking in the human centipede of content. And from the very end of the line, all while the folks at the front laugh and laugh, consume and consume." So the last part is how she feels about AI more so than about the people sending her AI content. But I agree with her. I mean, I don't care if this makes me a hippie. I'm anti-AI. And at the very least, I feel like most people are at a point where they just kind of find the endless conversation about what it could do in the future really boring and boilerplate, because it's like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. It's just not interesting to talk about to the vast majority of people. And yeah, if you're like using this on someone's actual likeness and sending it to their family members, like, that's sociopathic behavior. I do think it's taking away our sense of humanity.
So I think that is the most important part of the discussion, is the choice to send it to them specifically. I imagine that there is a portion of the population, because she doesn't indicate from what I saw like what type of things they had Robin Williams saying in these clips. And if this person makes some AI clip of something they feel like Robin Williams might have said, it's a misplaced attempt to do something sweet without understanding that what they're doing is socially unacceptable. Does that make sense?
Right.
So it's okay. So how often do you hear stories where like Leia Remini just recently was like, King of Queens went off the air this many years ago, and to this day I still get messages from people saying how this show helped them through a hard time. Media itself, movies and television, actors have this unique ability to really, really burrow their way into the lives of specific types of people who help them through hard times, and they remember them fondly. And in that process, which is already then kind of made even more impersonal by the internet, they're trying to do something that's not necessarily meant to be rude. It's meant in good faith. Like, this isn't somebody sending them, I'm assuming it's not Robin Williams coming off the top turnbuckle and giving a frog splash to someone. Okay?
Okay, but I do think that
it's
should
more
be
about the
common
decorum.
sense.
It should be, but it's not.
Why is it not common sense that that's not okay?
It's not common sense.
I think AI is not just, like these videos of Robin Williams in AI form are not just emotionally rattling the people he actually knew and cared about.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, warping people's emotions who didn't know him and making them feel like they had a personal relationship with him, which is even more sinister. And that's why I'm going to show two examples. The first of which, is a video that someone generated of Robin Williams after and in response to his daughter pleading with them not to. This is mean-spirited.
I'm sorry for all the bad behavior online. Let's be kinder to each other.
It also
he said,
barely looks like him.
Someone should make an AI video of Robin Williams saying he's sorry. Oh, wait, here you go. Sorry. And then he said, it's what Robin would have wanted.
Again,
so
you don't know.
But he's saying that because he knows that his daughter finds it offensive. Yeah. He's trying to provoke. He's trying to be insensitive on purpose. Yeah. And this other example, however, from back in 2023, when actually AI had lesser capabilities, this person said, I'll always have a soft spot for my AI Robin Williams making the whole universe laugh from outer space. And this reply says, what a beautiful sentiment. Robin Williams was such a treasure on this earth, a fitting tribute. So this is more an example of what you were referring to, where they're well-meaning but stupid.
Yeah. One of the other things, this has been happening for years before AI was even a thing. One of the most annoying things in the world is these infographics that show up on Instagram. They're like, so-and-so once said, and then they just put a fake tweet up that a person never said.
Yeah, I mean, that was happening before AI.
But that's what I'm saying.
Course,
it's of the same.
It's
of the same. Somebody could share that with, like, Robin Williams once said, and like, oh my gosh, I have to send this to his daughter. He was so inspirational to me. Meanwhile, she's like, yeah, he never said that. That's not a real thing. How you're interpreting it is completely a figment of your own imagination, and we're living in disparate realities.
It's driving people crazy.
It is.
Who I believe wouldn't have otherwise been crazy. And then MLK's daughter, Bernice King, seconded Robin Williams' daughter's statement saying, I concur concerning my father. Please stop.
Look, I'm not going to lie. This is a matter of decorum because I laugh at literally every one of the AI slop pro wrestling ones. I do. I watched one yesterday where George Washington and Abraham Lincoln fight for the WWF title, and I laughed the whole way through, and poor Olivia has to listen to me laugh the whole way through. And it will always make me laugh, but I would never find, or even any of the other ones. I did watch one of like Martin Luther King fighting Malcolm X in a wrestling ring, but I would never send that to Bernice King because that's insane.
Well, yeah, but can we at least agree that it's kind of a bad thing regardless of whether they're being shared with the family? I do think that it's disrespectful.
They're public figures, and it's a matter of like on the moral level, is it, or like on the cultural level, it's what you expect with these things.
If you died, I wouldn't do that to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like one day, is Christian Bale gonna die, and all that's gonna live on are his like American, like, is that all that's gonna live on?
I wouldn't even do that to you while you're alive.
Are Patrick Bateman memes gonna be the way he lives on forever?
Yeah, probably.
Like that's the unfortunate side effect of being a public figure.
But it's like, why
I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that it's an inevitability that comes with technology.
I'm not surprised by it at all. I just want to be clear. I do think that it's wrong to manipulate someone's likeness like that. And even more wrong to share it with the people that actually knew them. Why is it that Taylor Swift gets special treatment, though?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Because you brought this to my attention yesterday. When you search Taylor Swift AI on X, it will lead no results.
Yeah, it gives you like an error message.
It gives you an error message, and I have to assume that's because her team intervened after those sexualized images of her with AI were being shared all over the place. I think that was last year, maybe the year before.
Last year.
Of like her like scantily clad at Chiefs games and even worse stuff. It was all over the internet, and I assume that she took measures and her team and her legal suite of high-powered lawyers took action and probably went to the executives at X and, somehow formed an agreement that you can't search Taylor Swift AI anymore.
Yep. But it doesn't do that for any of the other ones.
But no one else gets that privilege. Nope. What's that about?
And she wasn't even the initial. I think if you really think about it, Scarlett Johansson was the original victim of all of that. of like the fake images, the fake posts. That's who I think of when I think of like the original victim of like, this is a picture of Scarlett Johansson that's not really her, advertising a product she never said anything about, oftentimes sexual in nature.
Right.
And that was going on years and years ago.
Keanu Reeves was just asked about how he feels about the AI videos depicting him, and all he had to say was, "We're in that world. It's not a lot of fun."
He's got a nice guy image. He's got a...
So even he, as mild as he put it, doesn't like the fact that people are using his likeness in AI videos. But
actually, what if it's actually the opposite? He actually thinks it's really awesome, but he knows he'll be ostracized in the industry if he says anything. Like, he sits there and laughs at like funny memes of him.
Well, increasingly that stigma against AI is feigning day by day in Hollywood, and more mainstream celebrities who've taken to producing content are forming, AI game studios, AI movie studios. We'll get to more of that later. We have a 20 from Pop Culture Junkie. Think AI is scary? There are already in development cheap real-time motion capture systems that track your face and voice in real time and present it as a totally different person on the other end on Zoom or FaceTime.
I saw some of those, and they're scary.
Yeah, and that's also the voice technology that's being used to scam elderly people. Like, it's just it's not a good thing. I'm completely anti AI.
Okay,
not like me being anti is gonna stop it, but
actually, you know what? I
hate it. I hate everything about it.
I forgot. I do want to mention something else because I talked about it yesterday on X, and I got to bring it up now. And I should have had it ready beforehand, but I completely forgot that I'd posted about this. But I think it is relevant to what we're talking about here, which is okay. So there is this famous clip from the movie Pearl Harbor that people believe, now I'm going to go full screen and you can see what we're talking about here. So in the scene, watch as the camera goes by, and for years people believe that who you're seeing, there we go, full screen, that right there is Bruce Willis from Die Hard.
That was my first thought.
Now, I've seen everybody and their mom share an opinion on this. Half the people say that it's an urban legend. IMDb lists it as an urban legend. It is not a digitally inserted Bruce Willis who's actually there in the movie Pearl Harbor. But in 2 years, it's not going to matter. They're going to start inserting these things for fun tidbits, like accounts that are just there to create, like, did you know, because this is like what most of my YouTube Shorts feed is now. It's like, did you know this happened in this movie? And it's like a small clip of it, so it's not long enough that it can even be clipped and copyright. Like like it's under 7 seconds, and it's got like an infographic about what it is, but it shows up on the Shorts feed. There's just going to be fake shit with like, oh, did you see the scene where Keanu Reeves shows up in some movie? John Wick shows up in Passion of the Christ 2, with his gun. Like, that's going to be, somebody's like, oh, wow, like, I didn't know that Mel Gibson was that close of a friend with Keanu Reeves. And it'll entertain a person's brain for about 5 seconds, and it will bring some revenue to whichever person wants to spend 5 minutes of time doing some type of prompt to create it. And that's what we're going to live in, a whole world of false realities.
Yeah, and people are already losing touch with reality, and this is sending them into psychosis.
Like, the person here said, like, somebody said to my page, said, Michael Bay has confirmed it, that this is John McClane. I'm like, can you give me an interview where this happens? Nobody can provide me with like an interview of that being confirmed. IMDb says it's not true. I don't know. Does it even matter? No, what matters is whether you can monetize it, apparently.
No, the truth is dead.
Yep, it really is. We are in a post-reality. We are in post-reality. All right, let's move on.
Ben Affleck is in deep doo-doo, guys. It's looking like he might be toying with the idea of a third attempt with Jennifer Lopez, his now ex-wife. He showed up at the premiere of her new movie, Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Full disclosure, he's an executive producer on this movie, so he is contractually obligated to be there and promote the movie. But they showed up together on the red carpet, and they were getting quite familiar. I don't know.
They've been married, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, they knew that this was going to gain traction.
What the hell is she wearing? I guess that's the spider?
Yeah, it's like a themed yeah. But she's wearing these stupid spider fangs all over her face, and he can barely reach her to whisper in her ear.
Trying to give her a hug, and he's
whatever it is he's saying in that photo. I guess we'll never know, but maybe he's saying, "Let's give it another try, Jen."
He's like, I got to give it one more shot with Garner, and then I think he can only just be attracted to women with the name Jennifer.
I wanted him to get back together with Jennifer Garner. I really did, but it's not looking likely now. Here were some responses.
Actually, this is almost the meme of like the guy at the baseball game going like this to the woman.
I don't know why she's closing her eyes there. I guess
He's explaining budgetary reasons on the movie right now.
They're having a post-divorce situationship. They've got another marriage in them. And
give it another go.
He was interviewed on the red carpet about the movie and then started talking about Jennifer Lopez in this clip and why she's born to play this role, and he was really singing her praises.
Okay, here we go.
She's incredible at this genre, and Jennifer in a role that she's, the kind of role that she's like born to play. She's amazing in the movie. I just can't wait for the audiences to see this movie. I'm as proud of this movie as any that I've ever been involved with. I'm really, really excited to be here tonight.
Oh my gosh, as you should be. I mean, it is incredible, the fact that it's a story within a story, but her transformation. I mean, the first time you saw her up there, and again, you said it's a role that she's born to play. What was that like?
It was obvious to me very early on, Jennifer's involvement in this, that she was gonna die or be great. She just was gonna give it her all, and she did. She worked enormously hard. This role, you get to see like all of her many gifts. She's somebody that grew up watching classic musicals, and obviously can do contemporary dance, obviously, and all that. And this
okay,
is
whatever. We get it.
This is literally the meme. It's like no Jennifer Lopez movie inhabits that much praise.
No. And I watched the trailer and I didn't understand a single thing. Can you pull up the tweet that I just sent you real quick? Because I just have to say this. If you watched Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Friends, pull up that photo of J-Lo. That literally looks like Miss Spider.
Okay, hold on. There we go.
Or wait. Maybe I have the wrong.
Did you send me the wrong tweet? I was like,
no, that's the picture of J-Lo in that tweet.
It is. It sounds.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. There we go.
She literally looks like that disturbing looking character in Miss Spider Sunny Patch Friends. If any of you watched that show, please corroborate me on this. And then there were other claims that Ben Affleck was only visiting LA in order to meet up with Matt Damon and Christopher Nolan as they're working on The Odyssey right now. And I'm like, sure, Jan.
He has a movie coming out called The Rip with Matt Damon on Netflix. It actually looks really, really good. So it's not that he can't still do the job.
And there's another theory that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's marriage was ritually sacrificed in order for Bennifer to have a third chance.
Well, why does she get all the extra chances? Why doesn't Garner get the extra chances?
Because you can't be a nice girl these days.
He's just, you know what? Are there any
nice
other
girls finish last?
She's nuts.
She's nuts, but she's nice. She's not nuts in the way that J-Lo is nuts.
I mean, they're both.
Jennifer Garner is nuts in the way that she has a child that has long COVID and advocates for mask mandates and has another child that identifies as non-binary. That's how Jennifer Garner is nuts. J-Lo is nuts in that she has BPD probably. She yells and throws things.
And wants to like release her husband's private letters in a documentary that he didn't want anything to do with.
Yeah, whatever this movie is, it's definitely going to be better than J-Lo's biographical, like, I don't even know what that was, like 3-part cinematic musical experience of self-mythologizing her love life.
Well, Taylor Swift can do that. Jennifer Lopez if Taylor Swift wants to release a 3-part documentary, mythologizing her love for Travis Kelce, that would actually make more sense than J-Lo doing it.
I saw someone say Taylor Swift writes for the IQ of the person and she's currently dating. And I was like, wait, I actually see it now.
There was a Babylon Bee meme that said, like, Taylor Swift convinces Travis Kelce that her new song, Dumb Harry Football Jock, isn't about him.
Although I will say, to be fair, Jennifer Lopez also has a teenage daughter who believes that she is non-binary. So maybe that's really what Ben Affleck's type is. Moms that trans their kids.
I think he's just at work a lot.
He's just not
I
present.
think he's just at work.
He's not present enough, clearly.
Like, I think he's like, look,
He
always
needs to set some order in his household.
Let's face it. The real situation here is that none of them get as much attention from him as Matt Damon does, and they're all upset. They're like, look, why can't you look at me the way you look at Matt when you're writing scripts?
You're always gonna be the other woman compared to Matt Damon. Yeah.
I am guessing that what he really wants is to marry Matt Damon, but Matt Damon's already got kids and a wife, so.
You can't get divorced at how old are they? In your 50s? And you, like, at that point in Hollywood, you're like 80.
No.
Settle down.
Al Pacino just had kids with a woman 40 or 50 years younger than him.
That he did.
Remember that? Like, that's what Ben Affleck's got
I know
going
he did,
on.
but should he?
And that lady was with another guy that was also like his age before that.
Yeah.
What was her name? Noor Al-Falah
Al-Falah.
or something like that. She's just out here just hunting.
She just looks like a random Miami Instagram model.
I know.
She's not like particularly attractive.
Actually, you know what I think it is? I think that Ben Affleck is particularly attached to his art, and he knows that great art comes from pain. So he has to consistently put himself in painful situations if he wants to make good movies. Now, that doesn't mean it's always going to work, but he's like, look, I can't be happy. If I'm happy, my writing sucks.
They need to make like a new version of AA, but for Jennifer Lopez addicts.
JLA.
Yeah.
Just not the Justice League of America. It's Jennifer Lopez Jennifer Lopez Anonymous.
We can check in with him about how long he's been clean from J-Lo.
Who were her other guys? It was like Alex Rodriguez, Ben Affleck. Because wasn't she almost married like 6 times? Mark Antony. Or Anthony or Antony?
Anthony?
Is it Anthony?
Anthony.
Mark Anthony's the guy from way back in the day.
She's been engaged, what, like six times total?
Yeah.
She has a certain effect on men.
She really does. All right. Oh, and you are correct. Robert De Niro also had a kid recently too, I think. Right?
Oh, I didn't know.
They're all so like they're just like I'm still going.
That's
Doesn't
crazy.
matter. All right. What would you like to see? Cringe or cute of the day?
Let's see cringe first.
Okay, cringe first. Here we go. Don't worry, guys. That wasn't the cringe that you just saw.
What you're about to see is a family of influencers.
Okay, here we go. I'm muting this shit. We're not getting copywritten. If you're listening to this right now, it's a whole family dancing in front of a tripod.
You need to turn the sound on. It's essential to hear them.
Okay, here we go. I'm pausing it so we don't get copyright. Okay, here we go. That is just some pounding on the floor.
I know.
Like, do they write that off on their taxes when they have to have the floor replaced? Does that mean they have to do take two?
They have to do a second.
Well,
take.
I mean that's the problem. They're part of one take crew. They need to start learning how to make cuts in the shots so they don't have to keep doing it over and over again. And her, the husband's wife's boyfriend is the one directing it.
This was her idea.
Yeah.
I know this was her idea.
100%.
Babe, we can be like an influencer family and like we're gonna make so much money on TikTok.
Oh, okay. All right, cue of the day. This one's from Double O Normie. Capone's life is rough. PCC is my favorite part of the day. Congrats on your marriage, Brett. Mary and the crew held it down. I love the episode with Ian. I didn't get to watch it.
A while back.
Well, yeah, it's all playing catch up. What did you guys talk about with Ian?
With Ian, let me think.
Was it far out?
See, I'm having like the memory loss issue that we have.
Yeah, that's how it always is for me too.
We talked about the millennial quirk Chungus archetype a lot on that episode.
Okay.
And Ian also talked about how he almost took a very different path in his career. He was going to become a naked hot yoga instructor.
Is that a thing? That's legal?
Apparently. He was going to film himself naked instructing people in yoga. And I was like, I'm so glad that you didn't have to resort to that.
I did
Ian.
see Phil quoted, quote tweeted Ian today saying something about Antifa, and Ian was just inexplicably shirtless.
He usually is.
Yeah, like
inexplicably shirtless.
And well, because he used to post a lot from like the sauna.
And he still does that.
People have shower thoughts. Ian has sauna thoughts.
Right.
Makes sense. All right, so let's move on then. Non
right.
sequitur.
The 4th season of The Witcher is coming to Netflix just shy of Halloween. The trailer is now out, and it's getting clowned on universally by fans of the show who preferred Henry Cavill in the role. And I just want to show a couple stills. First one was posted by Nerdrotic of the cast. It literally looks like you could have copy and pasted this from the bandits in Snow White. Yeah. Just comically diverse.
Well, he says it's very Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix doing what they do best. And here is another post comparing the characters as they were depicted in the game and what Netflix did with all of them, mostly race swapped. And at the very least, cast someone extremely unsightly. I thought
this was fake.
Why?
Because wasn't the Lawrence Fishburne? Isn't that Lawrence Fishburne from something else? Or am I not remembering that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, I'm seeing most of these actors are in this still that Nerdrotic posted.
Yes.
And the trailer is getting ratioed by a bunch of fans of Henry Cavill and of the first 3 seasons. A lot of people saying that they're boycotting now and they're giving up.
That was always going to happen.
Pack it up.
Nobody was going to stick with it once Henry Cavill left.
There's this part in the trailer where Liam Hemsworth, he says, like, "Let's effing move," and he's like not even doing the accent.
Yeah.
It's like not fitting for the genre, for the character, for anything. The costumes all look incredibly
look too clean.
Spirit Halloween.
Okay, so the thing with that is, and I'll say it about the Harry Potter stuff too, you can't judge what something's going to look like before they do the color grading, before they do the lighting. They were saying the same thing about the early Witcher stuff. They're like, the costumes look too clean. That was what was true of Rings of Power. Everything in the Rings of Power, even in the finished product, looked like somebody said action, and like one of the actors like pulled a tag off of it.
Yeah, but then, you look at the clips of the costumes in the trailer and they still look brand new out of a Spirit Halloween package.
Yeah,
so
and look, there's it has been
he looks
revealed.
like a Zara model. He also kind of looks like one of the evil vampires in Twilight.
Yeah.
Like not to say Liam Hemsworth isn't handsome, but it's just like you're not the same type as Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Henry Cavill necessarily the same type of handsome. Henry Cavill is has a more weathered look about him. Mm-hmm. He's actually from a time. Maybe that's why they talk about him as like a more classically Hollywood handsome person.
And this version, Liam Hemsworth just looks very clean. He looks very recently bathed. The wig is also giving Daenerys Targaryen from the late seasons of Game of Thrones. The wig is off. Yeah. But yeah, that one part where he goes "Let's effing move," completely an American accent was really jarring. But now, on another note, Netflix is getting exposed, or rather they're exposing themselves. They showed their hand in a recent interview with Liam Hemsworth about the new season on their own editorial arm, Tudum. They put this excerpt in there that is now deleted, basically admitting that they had plans to replace Henry Cavill early on, just after season 1.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's causing too much trouble.
Right. And Henry Cavill didn't even know that they were planning to replace him that early.
They were already calling Liam Hemsworth.
This was this segment of that interview, which is now nowhere to be found, and there's no editor's note clarifying that they removed this part of the interview. But this is what it said. Hemsworth's journey began with a phone call in 2020 while he was home in Australia. My agent called me and said they were interested in me stepping into the world of Geralt and continuing on with this series, At first, he wasn't sure if he wanted to take on the role, but an early conversation with Lauren Hisrich helped ease his doubts. I felt like I was going to have the support and the confidence that I needed to really pull it off. So that confirms, basically, that they were planning to replace Henry Cavill well before the public knew previously. Like, directly after season 1, not even prior to the second season.
And then you started getting the articles and the releases later on that were basically like hit pieces against Henry Cavill, calling him misogynistic on the set of the show.
Well, this detail seems to go against the initial, mostly anonymous reports about why Henry Cavill was let go.
Yeah.
And I did find that, which originally came from Dumois, the tabloid gossip.
It was eventually covered
blind
again
item
by like Bounding
outlet.
into Comics, covered it again after that to
It's just
basically...
it's a blind item. You might as well consider it fan fiction. But initially that said, I recently got a message and somebody was like, do you want to know what really went down? And I was like, sure. It says at the beginning of the show, Henry was good to work with, a lot of unusual demands that made people feel like he wasn't really a team player, but that's not unusual for a big star, though in TV it truly usually doesn't happen until the second season. But in season 2 and 3, something shifted, and he became really impossible for women to work with, which is always a big problem. But even worse here, because the showrunner, Lauren Hisrich, is a woman. He would try to overrule her and tried to get changes made last minute across the board without her knowledge, which, if you know anything about showrunning, is completely effed. The showrunner has to sign off on every minuscule detail down to the buttons on a costume. Female writers and directors were suddenly completely ignored on set, unable to do their jobs. Every department head was complaining. He started making comments. It wasn't a sexual thing. He wasn't grabbing anyone or being lewd, but it was disrespectful and toxic all the same. He's deeply addicted to video games.
They
to the
made
point
it
where
about. They
was
made
like,
it about video games.
He was deeply addicted to video games to the point where it was like working with any other addict. He was distracted, he was late, he was obsessive, and a lot of people think that the misogyny came from the gamer world. Video game bro language is not how you talk to coworkers, and he wouldn't stop. Someone on the show compared it to watching him get brainwashed by QAnon. Like, his whole personality shifted. Eventually, his disrespect escalated. He would rewrite scenes without even alerting the other actors in the scenes until it was time to shoot. He decided he didn't want any romantic scenes at all, no kissing, no shirtless scenes, etc. He wanted complete control of storylines, but really had no idea of the limitations of TV structure, budget, etc. He formed a weird alliance with one writer who was also a gamer, who eventually got fired after multiple HR complaints were made. And after that writer left, Henry did anything he could to hold up production and cause problems. Eventually, brass at Netflix was tired of him costing them money and delays in HR investigations, and the showrunner was asked to construct a potential exit for him. Netflix reached out to him personally, and he was given one final warning, violated that warning after with an email he sent to the entire writing staff, and that was it. So this anonymous blind item completely contradicts what we just learned from Netflix itself. They're saying Netflix decided to plan out a replacement after season 3, not after season 1.
Which
And
is,
Liam
of course, not
Hemsworth,
true.
Liam Hemsworth just blew the lid on that being entirely untrue, which means, are we to trust anything else that was revealed in the blind item? No.
What is his agent doing? Or what are the agents at Netflix doing?
Thank you, guys.
Like, you think they'd be like, whatever you do not mention the date in which we reached out to you. Like, that is a secret.
Yeah.
We need to keep it a secret.
Right. So are we to believe any of the other shit in this blind item that Henry Cavill is a QAnon misogynist gamer?
It was so comical and over the top that nobody... Like, here's the thing. Being deft is your best weapon in something like this. Don't make it out to be like suddenly he was like drinking a bunch of Mountain Dew game fuel and Monster and then suddenly started doing all of this. It makes it makes him sound like a comic book villain. If you wanted anybody to actually believe your garbage, you should have made it a lot less believable.
And they were also calling into
lot more
question
believable.
Henry Cavill's bona fides as a true fan of the source material, because it is true, in interviews, he did admit that he wasn't familiar with the books until he had initial conversations with the showrunner. He had only played the games. and he thought that the books were based on the games. So he did end up reading the books for the first time in like 2017, 2018, around the time that they approached him at first for the role. And I wouldn't be like able to, you know, quibble about how accurate his depiction of the character is. A lot of people said that that he tried to dumb down the character by eliminating his lines and grunting instead.
I saw that, yeah.
And then other actors, one of them was Joey Batey. I'm not sure how to say his name. He said that he had to like change his own lines to do the necessary exposition that Henry Cavill eliminated from his own script.
The line removal thing reminds me of, it's funny because it involves Hemsworth as well. I think it was, which Hemsworth? It must have been Chris Hemsworth who did Men in Black International. Where like the movie was so bad that they hired their own writers. Like the actors hired their own writers. Like on set, they were like rewriting their own scripts.
And they're allowed to do that?
I don't think, like, it depends on how much of a crapshoot the whole production is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was Chris Hemsworth.
I mean, all of that notwithstanding, because I'm far from an expert on the source material here, I do think that the depictions of Henry Cavill as some sort of like incel 4chan gaming obsessed weirdo are made up out of thin air.
I mean, when did he stop being like a 4chan gaming obsessed weirdo to go hit like bicep curls to make sure that he stayed in shape?
Yeah, and aside from that, I do agree that Beau DeMaio had like ulterior motives for implying that the team of scriptwriters were making a mockery of the source material because he was already fired by Marvel at that point.
Because of what was going on with X-Men 97?
Yeah. He said in an interview in 2022 that when he was writing episodes for The Witcher, some of the writers were actively disliked the books and games, actively mocking the source material, which is a recipe for disaster and bad morale.
But everybody knows that, I know that this isn't Marvel. Marvel is notorious for telling writers, don't read the comics.
Yeah.
They tell them not to do it. They don't want you to be familiar with it because they want to do their own adaptations because they have a whole bunch of hubris.
Well, then the Witcher showrunner Lauren Hisrich had to respond to Beau DeMaio's comments and clear the air. She said, "I never mocked the books. The books are my entire livelihood. The writers' rooms are sacred and safe and more than anything supportive spaces. Don't believe everything you read." And she said she still has great respect for Beau DeMaio despite his comments and that she loved the episodes that he wrote. But they spent, $221 million on this new season of The Witcher. That is a huge show of faith that people are going to return to watch the show with Liam Hemsworth.
It's Netflix.
As the protagonist.
Doesn't even matter.
Is it just like they do this? This is just their thing at Netflix. They spend insane amounts of money on all of their content.
We just saw that. I don't know if you guys saw this, guys. The budget for season 5 of Stranger Things, reduced to an episode count of 8, is $400 to $480 million, sitting at roughly $50 to $60 million an episode. To be fair, each episode over an hour long, between 60 and 90
It's literally
minutes.
a movie.
Yes, every one.
A shitty movie.
Yes.
But a movie.
I think it's going to all be used to de-age Millie Bobby Brown, who's just aging faster than everybody else.
And that's double the amount that they were spending per episode on just the prior season.
Yeah, and I don't know how they make their money. I mean, like,
this is their
look,
big finish.
Netflix has a huge market cap. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. I don't know where all the money goes. I've never known where all the money goes, but it doesn't matter because Hollywood is notorious for its funny bookkeeping anyways. A lot of times those things are done like they'll balloon budgets just so that they can report it as a loss. So that they don't have to pay the extra on box office returns, and they can write it off on their taxes. It's like the husband who lets his wife run the coffee shop that loses $10,000 a month, so they can write it off on their taxes every year.
Right. That's a beautiful analogy.
Stranger Things is the liberal coffee shop in
Stranger Things is the Etsy candle business.
Yes, it is. At the local craft market.
Yeah.
You know, that the husband pays for so that he can write it off on his taxes.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to Super Chats.
Brian Bledsoe said, whatever the disaster is, I'm listening to Tron Ares soundtrack by Nine Inch Nails on repeat in anticipation to see it this weekend.
We are going to talk about that today.
I feel like I'm going to end up in the same situation as Avatar Way of Water here, where like people just like Tron.
No, I mean,
for some reason, even if the story sucks.
The audience scores on the Tron movies aren't even that high. Like on Rotten Tomatoes. But I'm saying for the other ones though, even then, like it's so subculture that.
You mean Tron Legacy?
All for both Tron and Tron Legacy, both. I think let me pull it up here. I literally was just looking at it.
It has been 15 years though, and think about it. If Tron Legacy,
I'm talking about original Tron from 1982 has an audience score of 69%. That's pretty good.
Okay.
And then for 64%. It's there, but it's not the highest thing you've ever seen.
If Tron Legacy came out in 2025, people would think it's a masterpiece because we had higher standards in 2010. We did. And now we accept slop.
I feel like Tron is still niche. So
we have a 20 real quick before you get to that. Isaac Cervantes III said, I got a problem, 40 bags of cast brew because I thought I drank a lot. Now just ordered 2 ghost blends. Thanks, Mary. How are ya? I'm good. Thank you.
But the point is like in the show Chuck, who is like, he's if anybody here's ever seen Chuck, he's a nerd. He works at the local Best Buy. It's called Buy More, but it's not called Best Buy. He works for their department.
Buy Best.
It's called the Nerd Herd. He fixes computers. He's a dork. Okay, that's the whole point. He's got a big Tron poster in his room. And when you're making a TV show, the point is not to do that's their version of subtlety, to show you that he's he's a nerd. It's niche.
I just think like people are gonna like it because it has pretty colors.
And people remember the original,
and
people remember the 2010 Tron mostly for the Daft Punk soundtrack.
I remember when I watched it when I was like 10 years old. I thought it was really cool. Yeah. I thought it had pretty colors and a cool soundtrack, and I remember nothing else.
That also means that it came out after Avatar.
Really?
Yeah, because Avatar was 2009, I believe.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie was the same year, which was a huge mistake.
It was a rough one.
Yeah.
Like, how did the studio let that happen?
Yeah, it's crazy because you had to say, "Oh, I went to see Avatar this weekend," and people asked you, "The blue guy or the blue arrow?"
I think I was watching this video about how like they didn't want to name one of the Hannibal Lecter movies Red Dragon because they didn't want it to be confused with a Bruce Lee movie. It's like, so how do you get 2 Avatar movies in the same year? And
one of them is just a shit fest. Yeah. Moon at Noon said, I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Okay. Shane H. Wilder said, if someone sent me AI of my dad, I would be pissed AF. I'm already not a fan of AI, and to use it to resurrect the dead is sickening. Let them RIP.
I suppose it's interesting too because the voice seems to be one of the things that they're not getting right in most of these, and I think from everything that I've read, like your memory of someone, the voice is the first thing to go.
Really?
Like when somebody, like if a parent dies or something, the first thing that you lose is what they sound like. Which
so
is
AI may be similar in that
voice
regard.
is how I recognize everybody. Like, which is weird considering I'm deaf in one ear, but I remember actors based on their cadence more even than their, like how they talk or than how they look. I don't know. One more.
ZE said she's right about AI slop, but Hollywood has been slopifying entertainment for years now. It's profitable. Why wouldn't they automate its production? This is the future they want, so it's going to happen. I agree. And that brings us to our next topic, actually.
That was a fantastic. I'm not even going to allow it to be a segue because I want to compliment the segue. That was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
So, guys, last week, Brett covered this on the show. There was a huge campaign to boycott Netflix. And a bunch of these clips were resurfacing mysteriously from kids' shows streaming on Netflix. And most of them, if not all of them, were from 2022, maybe 2023. It was like, hey, look, there's this trans character in Strawberry Shortcake, and there are 2 dads in this Cocomelon episode, and they're pushing the trans and the gay stuff on your kids. Boycott Netflix, cancel Netflix. And I was wondering at the time, like, why is this trending right now? How is anyone out of the loop so hard that they don't know now that, like, Netflix and really all of these studios are pushing trans and gay stuff on kids? Like, this has been new.
Well, I mean, most people pointed out, they said, look, Cuties was a long time ago.
Maybe there are normie parents out there who had no clue that there was trans propaganda in kids' content. Maybe they really didn't know.
There was another Babylon Bee meme that was like, conservative family cancels Netflix for the last time, for the 5th time.
Right, exactly. That's why I was so perplexed by that phenomenon. It was going on for days. And it was mostly libs of TikTok posting clips of these Netflix shows for kids and drumming up all of the outrage. And Elon was responding to these clips saying, cancel Netflix, boycott Netflix. He was signal boosting it majorly. And,
to the point where it affected the stock price.
Yeah, and it did. And then, come to find out, this week, he implemented the next phase of his plan. And we find out that he wasn't boycotting Netflix or encouraging anyone to boycott Netflix just because Netflix is evil or he wants to take a moral stand. It's because he wanted to hype up his own upcoming Grok movie studio.
So here's the thing, that 2 things can be right at once. The one is that what he was saying is absolutely true, and that, you know, judging by these shows from 2022 and 2021, all of which have been largely canceled because nobody watched any of them, and they were being made by somebody like Hamish Steele, who had 1 credit to his name, and then made Dead End Paranormal Park, and they're like, why isn't this show good? Oh, because they're ideologically driven, and they have no experience that warrants them getting a project of this size. It's like, I was watching this thing earlier about Brad Bird. His first live action movie was Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Oh, why? Because he made The Incredibles. It's just his first live action movie, but he had extensive work in animation. They were giving large scale jobs worth millions upon millions of dollars to people that had no business running them.
Okay, all of that is true.
All of that is true, but that doesn't mean that somebody as intelligent as Elon wasn't thinking ahead. And affecting the stock price is also a great way to launch your new endeavor.
I'm just going to say, I don't think that libs of TikTok behind the scenes really thought, for totally organic reasons, I am going to repost years old clips from Netflix shows that don't exist anymore to get people to cancel Netflix. I don't think that organically occurred.
Wait, so you think she was incentivized?
Somehow, I don't know how, I don't know what really happened, if they were talking about this, if this was a plan, but I don't think she just randomly one day thought, like, I'm gonna start sharing all these clips of shows that don't exist anymore to get people to think, you know, Netflix is still pushing trans stuff on kids in 2025, which I don't think they are. I think we would know if they were.
I mean, somebody can let us
we're
in the
past
chat
that
with
point.
us.
I know, like,
I don't have Netflix, so
the vibe shift has occurred. You know, and that means, like, Netflix is not in the business of, at least not overtly, pushing trans stuff on kids anymore, as they were in 2022.
Somebody can let us know if there's shows that are more recent.
We certainly like won that battle. I think we won that battle. And now all of these videos hyping up Grok's video generation is they're getting posted everywhere this week. One of them is from like an action scene where this guy is like hiding behind a car and shooting a gun in the rain. You have that one?
The one from the article, or this one here? Okay.
This is a 6-second clip.
Actually, now that I think about it, let me see. No, they still never get the trigger pull right on these things.
And then Elon quote tweeted it, basically making an announcement. Grok will make a movie that is at least watchable before the end of next year and really good movies in 2027. And this other video is encouraging people to subscribe to Grok Imagine.
Well, subscribe to Grok Imagine.
Elon responded to it and said Grok is improving faster than any other AI. And this other video is encouraging people to use Grok Imagine to create characters like this one. It's never been this easy to bring an anime character to life in motion. Just imagine the possibilities. With my adorable AI girl and her drone banana, I can make her sing, dance, star in music videos, and even become a full-fledged influencer. From songs to figures, merch to storytelling, the creative and monetization potential is limitless. All of this from a single click with Grok. So, I mean, this is a paid post. But Elon responded to it saying, bring any character to life with Grok Imagine. He's trying to get as many people to download this as possible. All of your inputs in Grok Imagine help him develop the ability to make long-form content that he's promising. Yep. So you are the product. That's why it's free. And then he quote tweeted this clip of sort of a rudimentary first-person shooter game.
Because they're also doing game development.
Yeah, from Doge Designer, saying video games will be dynamically generated by Grok in the future. To which Elon responded, the XAI Game Studio will release a great AI-generated game before the end of next year. And indeed, XAI has an open position for a video games tutor who will, for $45 to $100 an hour, train Grok to produce engaging, fun, innovative video games, enabling users to explore AI-assisted game design and fostering advancements in interactive entertainment through accurate annotations and iterative testing. So this is a plan that's already in motion, and I think part of it on the public relations side was to hurt the competitor. And that competitor is Netflix and all the other major streaming platforms.
Look, I don't know if it's necessarily connected. I just thought when I started seeing the speed in which cancel Netflix hit the platform, I found to be suspicious because it was literally within a couple of hours.
It wasn't organic.
It didn't feel organic to me. I'm not making a claim that that's what he was doing. I'm just saying that it didn't feel organic to me. And I spend a lot of time online, so you get a gauge of just how fast stories blow up in any given time. And here's the other thing: like, it's hard to criticize because what they're showing you is real, and the clips that they're showing you from these shows do exist, and there are still tons and tons of people that subscribe to platforms which are probably making content that they would disagree with their kids taking part in seeing. So it's not like I can criticize what they're talking about. Absolutely, 100%. I did laugh because I was like, look, their market cap is huge. They're going to take this same, this beating for a couple of days, and then it's going to go back to normal because Netflix has become the default for so many people, and the news cycle goes so fast that within 2 days, Henry Cavill is back in the news because of The Witcher, and Netflix is taking a beating again because of this. But then they're going to release Stranger Things season 5, and everybody's going to forget, and it's going to go right back to the way it was.
Yeah, and in case I was in any way unclear, the content in the kids' shows that was being reshared last week is abhorrent. You should not expose your kids to it. And I think if you feel strongly about it, you absolutely should cancel Netflix if you haven't already. But that has nothing to do with why Elon Musk, of all people, would be motivated to be sharing that. And I think it has a lot more to do with his profit-driven motives than his foundational values.
Well, he was thinking ahead. He's
actually pro-trans. Openly so.
He bought X so that he could use it to train AI.
Yes.
Like
it wasn't about free speech.
Again, two things can be right at one time. Free speech is good.
Yeah.
And he also has a business venture that he wants to...
I think that was a side effect. I don't think that he bought bought Twitter, rather, at the time.
But they also...
Because he wanted to unleash, our ability to speak our minds online. I don't think that was really his motivation.
But they also connect that to him with just the sheer amount that he donated to the Trump campaign, claiming that was about free speech as well. That he's donating to the president because he feels that otherwise speech is going to be even more stifled if it doesn't happen.
I think he was donating for the same reason that all the other big tech CEOs attended the inauguration.
I don't trust Elon Musk any more than I trust a Mark Zuckerberg or any of that stuff. I don't think you should trust any bureaucrat of any business. What
they want is like a moratorium on regulations on AI, which didn't end up in the bill.
You look for whatever product they're creating, and that's capitalism, right? You look for somebody who's creating a product that lines up with something either you want to purchase or something you want to do, and that's the voluntary exchange. But to pretend like every one of these corporate bureaucrats is out here with some noble goal, whether it be free speech or if you're on the other side of the aisle and it's about ending fascism and it's about some company promoting that, like, I don't buy it. I think most of the time it's about, growing your business.
Right.
Yeah.
And should we just jump into the next topic?
That,
because it is connected.
Yep.
Disney just held their world premiere for Tron Ares, which is the follow-up to 2010's Tron Legacy. And at the premiere, they featured Tesla's Optimus bots on the red carpet, which were custom designed to fit the aesthetic of the movie with these red and black exteriors. And they were just as much celebrities on the red carpet as any other.
There we go.
And people were posing with them. There's
some photos.
A choice that they made to basically do a marketing collaboration with Tesla, with XAI, with Grok. All of their logos were on the promotional material at the event. As you can see in the background of this photo, this guy is taking a selfie with the Optimus bot.
How do they even get away with this in Hollywood? Isn't Elon Musk and Tesla and SpaceX enemy number one?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? How Elon can so quickly go from
weren't we just burning Tesla?
Go F yourself, Disney, to marketing collab with Disney.
Weren't they just burning down Tesla dealerships a couple months ago?
Well, crazy deranged leftists were doing that, not Disney. But nonetheless, it's a change of tune from both sides. Mm-hmm. I recall Elon, wasn't it just last year that he said, directly to Bob Iger, go F yourself?
Yeah, well, that had to do with Disney pulling advertising on X.
Now they shake hands to promote each other's content and products. So, I don't know. I just find it weird because...
It's like when you see the videos of, the politicians who supposedly hate each other, laughing at the parties behind the scenes.
Yes.
It's all a game.
And on the same basis that Elon is calling for a boycott of Netflix, would he not also call for a boycott of Disney Plus, which hosts Cocomelon? Or rather, hosts Bluey, hosts all these other kids' shows that push the exact same propaganda?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter to him at the end of the day. What matters to him is promoting his brand. And, I mean, for more reasons than just the Optimus bots, this premiere is getting dunked on almost universally for just being an absolute clusterfuck. James Charles was invited for some reason, and you can see him in this video hitting the gritty with Optimus on the red carpet. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Why is James Charles here? Why?
These premieres are almost always flooded with influencers now.
One of the responses said we went from Daft Punk to James Charles posing with a Tesla robot. Tron as a franchise has officially lost its aura.
Well, I mean,
this is a negative aura.
I saw the
points.
clip with Mr. Beast, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this.
No. Another person said, could be one of the most aggressively bad marketing campaigns in recent movie history. They are actively trying to make me not watch this.
I mean, I think they're just trying to deflect from the whole Jared Leto catching cases.
Well,
with his 9 accusations that are still looming over his head.
Hence why I almost fell for this headline about Jared Leto on Discussing Fish.
Discussing Fish!
Jared Leto says he had sex with ChatGPT to prepare his role as an AI in Tron Ares.
I mean, he did this to himself with all the stuff about method acting on Suicide Squad.
Also, in the trailer for Tron Ares, Jared Leto has half a line. He delivers maybe one line, and that's it.
They're doing the same thing they did to Armie Hammer for Death on the Nile. They're like,
let's just pretend that he's not.
He was
in
the
movie.
bad. He was the actual bad guy in the movie, and they dropped him to name number 37 on the starring sheet, and he was in a half a scene in the trailer so that Gal Gadot could say enough for champagne to feel denial.
Another response said, Disney really traded the director of Top Gun Maverick for the director of the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Look, I wouldn't want Joseph Kosinski to be making Tron anyways. I want Joseph Kosinski making F1, which I'm very glad that he did instead. Yeah, way better there. And way better on Top Gun.
The first reviews from critics are in already, and Tron Ares is sitting at 54%.
It has since dropped, if I saw, 53.
Really?
Yep, it has dropped to 53.
Yeah.
Obviously no audience score yet. The reviews that I saw basically all said the same thing. They said it's visually gorgeous. The score is fantastic. Everything else sucks.
That's the thing. All of the fresh reviews for this movie are saying, it's so pretty. Only problem is that the story sucks. And then all of the rotten reviews for the movie are saying, the story sucks, but at least it's pretty. So I guess if you're into looking at pretty lights, go see it. And if you actually care about the movie making sense and being interesting, don't. Yeah. But one of these reviews made me laugh. Anyone looking for a smart science fiction movie exploring the philosophical implications of artificial intelligence and other concerns should look elsewhere. Anyone in search of a new alternative to Laser Floyd at the planetarium, this one's for you.
I mean, I can aspire to that level of snark, but you know.
And another
but then again,
one,
I'd be angry if it was for something I cared about.
So there is absolutely nothing to engage you with this hollow, boring, airless, and sexless movie. You know, Jared Leto is in it. I was hoping for it to be sexless. Another one
I mean,
said,
for the sake of everybody.
Forget plot and character. This is a movie about glowing grid patterns and neon motorcycles racing through dark city streets, red light trails unfurling behind them. That's what it is.
I will be fair.
Pretty neon lights.
Jeremy Johns said that like Jared Leto was perfectly good in the role. It's just that there's just not much there.
Is Daft Punk to Nine Inch Nails like that big of a downgrade?
It's not a downgrade for most people. I think a lot of people. I think it's for different audiences in a lot of ways. I think people will love it. Yeah, absolutely.
Why would they wait 15 years between them?
It was. I mean, stuff gets stuck in development hell forever. That's just the way that it is. That's why I think
I liked Olivia Wilde in Tron Legacy.
That's why I like. I think the Mission Impossible movies had it best. Like, don't do one every 2 years. For the most part, like it was like 96, then 2000, then like it just got, 2006 and 2011. Like it wasn't every other year. They just spaced it out just enough. And Tom Cruise is enough of a vampire, an interview with a vampire, to not age.
Yeah.
Also, I was thinking about something. This is a complete aside about like in Top Gun Maverick, where like they go kind of out of their way to not show you too many wide shots of Tom Cruise because everybody else was in like tremendous shape, and he's in good shape, but he's just not in steroid shape because he doesn't do drugs.
Good for him.
Good for him. Right? He's just running every day.
One action star that's natty.
It's good to know that it exists.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm talking about.
No, but this is unequivocally Aura loss for this franchise. It's just AI slop
also
meets
like
marketing Hollywood slop.
2010 was a different, like there was more hope around technology in 2010.
Absolutely.
Like there is no hope around technology anymore. You know why? Because if you went and you posted like general posts about this, like this is what happened in the original Tron, like you used up 10 gallons of water to search that up on ChatGPT, which is going to take the job of your aunt and your uncle, and like there's no joy, there's no hope, there's no optimism. No matter how much Optimus is in this movie, there's no optimism around technology anymore. It's just fear, dread, and anxiety,
which is the point of the trailer actually, because Jared Leto plays this high-powered AI super warrior, and the whole plot of the movie is like, you don't control this thing, it could destroy us all. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't think that the public is interested in that conversation anymore.
I don't think people like the whole point of entertainment being an escapist fantasy is like they don't want to escape into this world anymore. It's
boring and depressing and way too true to life.
Yeah.
And
they're like, not only does life suck, it doesn't even look cool.
Yeah, and back in 2010, people were like, yeah, like this Steve Jobs guy is doing crazy stuff with phones, and You know, people were designing
Internet
their
in your pocket.
yeah, and people were designing their motorcycles to look like the movie, and like the music was cool, and you know, we still had iTunes. And
To be fair,
I don't know.
I'll make the argument
just
to the
a better
contrary.
time.
Where I remember reading a review of House of Cards, like the later seasons of House of Cards, and like it just doesn't work in the Trump era because there's actual fear around politics now. Like you can't have you know, a political thriller about an evil politician when there's an actual evil politician in charge of the White House.
No, I mean, I think that the reason why political content in movies is depressing is because it reminds you of the media coverage, not because of like, you know, we live in a dictatorship now. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like we've lost all tech optimism. So
It's never coming back. It can't come back.
AI being incorporated into like movie plots, including I'll say in Mission Impossible,
It
is
was
just boring as all hell.
Well, and they didn't really do much to like give it like a personality. It just felt like they dropped it in there because it was what's relevant right now as far as like
Right.
whatever MacGuffin or plot point they're going to make you need to understand. It's not like what was it called? And it's like, okay, Fast and the Furious had the God's Eye, which is a thing that can find anyone on planet Earth at any time. It's a MacGuffin. It's just there to be like, it's there to short circuit the plot and get you to where you need to go. But with, what did they call it? The Entity. Even the name is like first draft. Like, oh, we'll call it the Entity.
Yeah,
Like,
they didn't really workshop that one.
Like they could have done something else.
I just sent you a link to an Instagram reel about said tech optimism that's been lost. Like this is what the future used to look like.
Yeah, it's like when you watch the old, like my first editing laptop was an old iMac, like the ones with the the purple back. You know, it was colored in the back. That was the first.
Everything was frosty blue and silver and
like
chrome and clear tech was a big deal.
We thought we were gonna have the Jetsons, and we got none of it.
And the hardware of the tech that we, you know, used in our own household was made to look like visually appealing.
It's my favorite part about watching old TV shows is seeing them use Palm Pilots. And like they're like, oh, let me put it down, and they take the little pen out of the phone, and they're like.
I loved like watching Gossip Girl as the years went on through the seasons. They all get the new phones that are coming out, and now it's like always just, you know, it's just an iPhone.
Okay, so I remember watching. It was Captain America, Winter Soldier, and I'm like, does Captain America have an HTC phone? I don't think Captain America carries an HTC. That's just my guess, but
Why?
You couldn't get a partner because he would have an iPhone or you'd have a Galaxy. He's Captain America. They need to be
Maybe
able,
the Z Fold.
Well, I mean, this was before the, you know, those, and I mean, that's what they would use now, right? He'd have the flip out phone. Actually, that'd be like a thing where it's like he's new, like it's like a superhero new to their powers, and every time they open the fold, it breaks the phone in half, and they're like, fuck. It's just technology just used to be a hopeful thing, and it's not anymore. It all went away when Google got rid of the "Don't be evil" motto.
Yeah. No one cares.
Nope. All right, let's do the super chats, guys. We're like halfway to a second crisis party. Let's go.
Yeah. Brandon Daniels said, happy birthday. Shout out to my little bro, Carnell. He's the pop culture guru in our family. He's very thoughtful on every pop culture topic, and he's one of the most creative minds on the planet.
Well, you need creative minds.
That's it's quite high praise. Happy birthday to
Happy
your
birthday.
little bro. Adam said, things you don't do. Take pictures / record / make an AI of others without their consent. Yeah, and that was an interesting thing that came up when I talked about the guy with the smart glasses talking to me in public. People were commenting like, he didn't break the law. What's the problem? Like, if you don't know what the problem is with like recording someone, like, you know, that's I don't know what to tell you.
You know whose fault this is? The Patriot Act. That's where all this started. It was, oh, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
People in the chat are saying Captain America wouldn't carry a phone. They need to be able to get a hold of him. Nick Fury needs to be able to get a hold of him. Black Widow needs to be able to get a hold of him. Come on.
Remember,
guys.
like, before AirPods, when you know, if you saw someone in public that had a Bluetooth earpiece, you either thought like they're really cool and successful, or like they're a total douchebag, or both.
Oh.
Now everyone is walking around in public, like in the supermarket, with their AirPods in.
I mean, what it's really done, it's been a boon for people who work like supermarket jobs. Like I used to always get in trouble for having my headphones in when I was working.
But did they just let you do that now?
Because you got to hide the cord and everything. Now they just put it in and nobody even says anything.
Do they just like, I don't know if they really let.
I watch people at stores work in like sweatpants. Like some of these jobs just don't even get, maybe not Target. I mean, I was the saddest part for me is I left Target, and then eventually they got rid of like the requirement to wear khaki pants, because after that I didn't wear khaki or red for like 10 years.
Who the hell wears khaki pants?
Like with red.
With red.
Of all, like khaki pants is fine. Who the hell wears it with red?
Well, now you can just wear jeans, I guess.
You can wear blue jeans, yeah. Yeah.
Corey Anderson.
I had somebody ask me at the dollar store like a couple weeks ago, like, "Oh, do you work here?" And I'm like wearing sweatpants, and I'm like, "See, this is what happens." You know, like, I give off dollar store employee vibes, and I'm wearing sweatpants. So
I wear black all the time, and a lot of retail employees are forced to like wear all black. So sometimes I have gotten approached as if I were an employee, which I should just play along at that point.
I mean, that's what I do. I'm like, yeah, it's down there.
I'm like, I don't work here, but let's go on a journey together.
Let's find out.
Corey Anderson said entertainment is becoming the oasis like in Ready Player One.
I was just talking when we did the Q&A. They're like why do you think 90s entertainment was the best, and like where are those creators now? And I like listed like
they're all dead.
No, it's the opposite. I listed
dead.
the 5 most successful directors of that time period, which was like Steven Spielberg, Ron Howard, Chris Columbus, who was the other one? Like I listed them all, and I'm like, well, you know what they're all doing now? They're the only ones who can get like gratuitous art house projects approved. So that's why Steven Spielberg does West Side Story and The Fabelmans.
Right.
They make self-indulgent slop or I shouldn't say slop. It's not slop. They make self-indulgent stuff
art
high budgets that no other director would be able to get approved.
It's art slop.
Yeah.
It's still slop.
But most of those guys are just big time producers now.
Chris Columbus.
Yeah, I mean,
and the other one was who?
Ron Howard.
Howard.
Chris Columbus is doing like Netflix stuff now. I think his last 2 movies were like Netflix.
I think legitimately this goes for musicians.
James Cameron was on that list. But he's the only one who's still making like the big budget movies because he's too successful to ignore.
I think this goes for filmmakers, for musicians, and for creatives across the board. I think that you are just better at any creative endeavor when you're young. And that's why people appear to sell out. It's not actually that they're selling out. It's just you're more creative and more like you just have a spark when you're in your 20s and 30s that you, for most people lose it. They don't have it in perpetuity, and you can't like count on it.
All the directors that I mentioned still make movies. They're just not making the type of movies, except for James Cameron, who's still making the stuff that he wants to make. But even he was like, he's like, yeah, like I don't know if I can make another Terminator movie because it's like so close to reality. I'm like, nobody wants another Terminator movie anyways. Literally only the studio wants another Terminator movie. I don't. You don't.
Stop asking.
Nobody does.
Pop Culture Junkie said a former client developing software to detect AI images, given the pace of AI detecting the state of the art, like playing software coding whack-a-mole.
Yeah, I watched a video yesterday of like a guy at a Target giving somebody a suplex off the top of the like one of the displays. But I've seen enough actual videos of people doing wrestling, like these like viral videos of people like doing wrestling moves at actual businesses that I'm like, maybe it wasn't real, but maybe.
Whatever happened to those huge concrete red balls outside of Target?
They're still there.
Are they still there?
Yeah, they're still there.
I feel like I don't see them anymore.
They're still there.
Moon at Noon said, left Twix or right Twix? Choose carefully. What do you choose?
Like Twix the candy bar?
I don't know.
I'm like, I just eat whichever one I grab first. I don't have an order. Or are you talking about Twitter? In which case you're talking about Jack Dorsey Twix or Elon Musk Twix.
I'm gonna say it. Jack Dorsey's Twitter was more fun. It just was. People are funnier when they're not allowed to be funny. That's just a fact of human nature. Like, I think that like, it was just more organic human interaction taking place. The jokes were funnier because you were censored from making those jokes. And for better or for worse, it was just more fun back then.
We got a Rumble rant from Broody Gambit. Says, I watched Tron yesterday. I'm watching Legacy tonight and have tickets to see Ares tomorrow. I like the quote, the computers will start thinking and the people will stop. It seems relevant today. I mean, that's like the skits where the guy goes into the grocery store and tells ChatGPT to make him his grocery list.
That's so freaking deep. I just thought the other day, I think that what we need is an AI-powered fridge. So it can tell you how much you have left of whatever, you know, groceries, and then it will make you recipes based on what you have left so that you don't have to think about it.
Maybe.
Is that not a great idea? When are we going to have AI fridge? Now, like, all we have now is just AI videos of Robin Williams, Robin Williams and, like, creepy videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti. And I want AI fridge.
Yesterday I was like eating sticky rice and I was like to Olivia, I'm like, can you make wontons? She's like, I'd have to find a recipe and figure out how to do it. If we had an AI fridge, it could tell me exactly how to make cream cheese wontons.
Exactly. Wait, only cream cheese?
Yeah, I don't have it with the...
Literally only cream cheese inside.
In the one, yeah. I don't get the stuff with the crab.
That's gross.
No, it's amazing.
Nah. Shane H. Wilder said, cringe of the day reminds me of some of my worst upstairs neighbors.
The Samsung fridge is not AI though, is it? Like, I have seen the memes about the Samsung fridge where it's like it only allows you like it shows you the screen. It says like you failed to make your subscription payment. It won't open the fridge for you.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our future.
Or it's like, or the other is like you have to get the ad. You can't get the ad-free version of your Samsung fridge. So you have to watch a bunch of like watch page ads before you can open it.
Garant said, I hear they have a scene where Yennefer takes Geralt's balls out of her purse and lets him look at them.
Yum.
Great. I'm not wrong, bruh, on X said, Henry Cavill lost so much simply because he was into the Source and video games. Women didn't like the aesthetic he was going for because it was too male-centric, as was the Source, LOL. Well, I don't know what to make of any of this now, because people who don't like Henry Cavill are saying that in the books, Geralt is super verbose, and he goes on monologues, and he's very eloquent and intellectual.
Henry Cavill's like,
and
I
on
still
the other
want
hand,
to.
Henry Cavill's portrayal of the character, he's like grunting a lot, he's silent a lot of the time, and shouldering the exposition off onto his co-stars. I don't know what to make of that because I didn't read the books, I don't know the source material, but it does sound like he changed it. I'm not saying that's necessarily like a bad thing, but like it sounds like he changed it, and he also wasn't a fan of the books until the show hired him.
Yeah. Because he played the games.
Which is fine, and he admitted to that. He didn't lie. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call him like a super fan. Pop Culture Junkie said, a friend worked on MIB3. Confirm it was a shit show.
Was that the third one? I thought it was... International was the one with Chris Hemsworth and... What's her name? The girl from Marvel. I always forget. She had like... She's in Thor... That's how, like, hold on. Let me look.
There are a lot of girls in Marvel. Which Thor? Thor Love and Thunder?
Hold on. No.
Okay.
I mean, yes, but Tessa Thompson.
Oh.
Tessa Thompson.
Easy E said, painting Cavill as a loser man-child is the fastest way to discredit yourself. Women won't work with the 6'1" muscular man with a British accent. LMAO.
Well, plus he was like... Look, he's like so in shape that you can't, like, nobody's gonna buy when you paint him as the video game nerd in the same way. Like, people are making the joke, they're like, I want to marry a nerd, and like the nerd in question, and it's Henry Cavill building a computer.
No, what women want is a guy whose nerdiness also helps him make money.
Yes. My favorite, speaking of things like that, though, my favorite pieces of engagement bait on X are when some woman posts a picture of a guy in incredible shape and like, what do you think of this dad bod?
Okay, but that's the term dad bod was twisted into something
Yes.
it's not by dudes who kind of look like women.
And now Henry Cavill's like even struggling more because he's injured making Highlander.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
I insist the dad bod always referred to a guy who is muscular but has a high body fat percentage. It never referred to like
The idea is like he works out, but he eats whatever he wants.
it never referred to like an atrophied estrogenic male with like gynecomastia. It never meant that. And as for Henry Cavill, another thing I wanted to add was like they repeatedly mention his unwillingness to do shirtless scenes, to do kiss scenes, to do sex scenes, and they say that's also not book accurate because his character and Yennefer do have a sex scene in the book, or many.
Maybe he was
And
on a bulk and he just didn't want to take a shit.
he was just saying like, I don't know, he just claimed that it wasn't book accurate, and it's like, well, it is. So I mean, if you're uncomfortable doing sex scenes, like that's
He did Tutors.
seems like a role that you shouldn't take.
He was in the show Tutors, and from what I like, the Tutors, and from what I understand, like that show, you spend more time with the cast naked than
It was
than
gratuitous,
clothed.
yeah.
I never saw it, but that's what I was told.
As a lot of historical fiction is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. That and the.
I mean, I watched the first season of The Witcher. I hated it. I thought it was boring. I also thought that the sex scenes and nudity scenes were gratuitous, and there weren't even like that many of them.
I read I saw this funny thing from David Duchovny where he actually admits it, where he says, I love gratuitous nudity on film. I mean, technically isn't all nudity on film gratuitous. It doesn't need to be there. He admits that he loves it and he wants to do it, but he's saying like,
well,
it doesn't
I appreciate
need to be
the
there.
honesty.
It was when I was in like the review I was watching a while back from JB Spooky Reviews about like how there was supposed to be an ass shot of him in the X-Files movie.
Oh my
and
gosh.
they filmed it.
Ew.
And they filmed one of, and then Gillian Anderson agreed to do one as well in solidarity with him. So there's one of both of them, and neither of them made it into the movie.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to see Scully and Mulder's butts?
That's apparently they wanted to.
That is so like out of left field for that, like for the X-Files. That's so weird.
He's like, yeah, I'll do
How would that ever fit into the show?
Well, it was in the movie.
Or in
so
the
in the
movie,
movie,
though.
he was like leaving the hospital bed that he'd been in a coma in, and the gown was undone in the back.
I don't want to see anything. Like, I don't want to see anyone's crack or anyone's anything.
I mean, I was like, look, when they showed that scene in Batman vs Superman, I'm like, I don't need to see Batman's ass. I don't.
No. No, it's totally unnecessary. I appreciate his honesty in just admitting that. Because most of the time they act like, oh no, it's like really, you have to like see the passion in this scene. It's like artistic.
They do that in like, look, when the original Tomb Raider came out, and you see that first scene where Lara Croft is fighting the mecha, like the mech suit or whatever, and then she gets done, and then there's just a gratuitous shower scene. Definitely didn't need to be there, but it was 2001, and they were like, Angelina Jolie costs a lot of money.
Might as well get our money's
That's
worth.
what they were doing, yeah.
Yeah. Burnt Oil said, Brett is so lovely and well put together. He reminds me of my niece's little dog, a very docile Berkshire named Barky.
I'm going to put that in my Twitter bio. That was very nice. I'm thank you.
Is it meant to be nice?
I don't think so. I think that was meant to be disparaging. But you know what? That's fine.
Okay. You're not docile, that's for sure.
If you pay money for it,
you have pathological demand avoidance. You're not docile.
I will not take your suggestions. I don't care what it is.
Shane H. Wilder said, if AI is used to make films like Elon wants, then we will never get anything original again. That takes a rational soul capable of independent thought. I agree. I think the only reason why anyone is afraid of AI replacing humanity is because they don't understand what makes us human. And that happened long before AI became a thing.
Look, I'm over here just like, look, that gun is not recoiling when he shoots it. And if they can't even show me a gun like shooting with an actual finger pulling the trigger, it's over for me with these things. I'm never going to want to watch it.
Well, he also like dives onto the curb, onto the pavement, but it just looks like someone sliding down a water slide.
It's just like when I watch it, like one of the things I pointed out, like all the things that appeal to me about movies and TV are minutia, and minutia is what gets lost with that type of production. So
Yeah.
I pointed out that when they were filming one of those early episodes of Terminal List Dark Wolf, I was just excited to see a character that was carrying his sidearm appendix, which felt more real to me than if he was just carrying it in the small of his back, which is, even with a holster is dangerous because it could easily get taken. All of those things. I was watching, I don't remember what I was watching the other day, but a guy was carrying his weapon at like 4 o'clock on his hip, but it was the gun was facing right rather than left. So it would have been very easy for someone to take something like that, especially with like a fast draw holster as opposed to something with an actual guard. And like, that's the stuff that I like. Like, those are the types of minute details that my brain fixates on. It's not interesting, I'm sure, for most people, but that requires human beings to be in the production house to talk about those things. Like, I want to hear them have conversations about that, like about why things are the way they are. But if it's so unimportant that it's just character, and this was true in comics back in the day, like when they would talk about, an artist would look at how what a gun looks like in someone's hand, so that they could show you what it would look like when they were firing. And those details get lost when people don't pay attention to the stuff that really matters, which is the minute details are what sell you on a fantastic story is sold to you on minute details. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, you can believe something incredible if all of the other details line up with reality.
Yeah, and I think what Elon said about Grok generated movies betrays entirely his lack of taste and understanding of the human psyche, because he said Grok is gonna make movies that are watchable by the end of next year.
Like, what does that even mean?
So basically it just means they'll be good enough, they'll be tolerable to watch, like it'll be fine.
I don't want that.
I don't want that, and no one wants that.
Again, like I said, I watch shows from the 2000s, and you watch characters with weapons who walk through a room with the gun down all the way here and out. Now you see them carrying it close to their chest to prevent it from getting taken from them, because somebody in Hollywood watched John Wick or talked to somebody in the military that would tell you how to actually carry a weapon when you clear a room or when you go, like, all those things, the things that are different now. Nobody's teacupping anymore when they hold their, like, those things matter, and that's all going to be gone.
Well, also, like, micro expressions.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe that you can recreate that with AI. The DJ Foy said, remember when in the first Iron Man movie, Tony Stark had an LG phone where the screen flipped out sideways? I remember.
Amazing. That's the best. I love old time.
Is that the one that slides out?
Like, it's like how in the show White Collar, everybody had Blackberries. That was the phone that the government was carrying, and Neil always had a Blackberry. Eventually, in one of the later seasons, he gets like a touchscreen one that just looks like an iPhone knockoff because you can't see it very closely. And I put a tweet, I was like, when they remake or when they start up White Collar again, they should all inexplicably still carry Blackberries and make no mention of it. And everything else is current. Nothing else is of the past, but they have the old phones.
I think that should be imposed on the government.
Yeah, I mean, that was a thing. Like, that was like what the documentary on BlackBerry was about, right? Of like the loss of the government contracts because of encrypted technology or text encryption.
Brad Stevens said, in middle school, I ran my earbuds up my jacket sleeve and leaned my head on my arm. Did you do the same?
No, I mean, just up through the front of the shirt.
But with your hood up?
Yeah, I mean that, or I had hair long enough to.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But then the only way they'll catch you is with the cord that's showing right here.
But that's why you got to put your hood up.
Yeah.
You were showing me the old photos of you with long hair earlier.
Yeah, because of the picture of the kid that looks like me from the Chris Jericho Taco Bell ad.
Because tonight will be the night.
It was not an emo
I
thing.
will fall for you. Okay, but I was saying, like, most people at a certain point, like, were emo. Because you just were. And it didn't, like, mean that you listened to the music even. It was just, like, everyone was emo.
The meme is, like I got to get out of this, like, dead-end town, and it's just a suburban township.
Adam said they will put a chip in your head like Cyberpunk 2077. Not in mine. That's for sure. Pop Culture Junkie said Samsung's Family Hub fridge with AI vision suggests recipes based on ingredients you have on hand, creates custom meal plans, reducing food waste.
Eventually, so somebody's going to write
Is that real?
Here's the thing. Somebody's going to write some script where it gets infected with malware and it tries to poison you by getting you to make
It tries to actually convince you that something like isn't expired to like make you sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane H. Wilder said Samsung released an AI fridge at SES this year. It can tell you what you have and when it is about to expire while adding items to your grocery list. This is actually like out for people to buy now?
Yeah.
I want to know how much it costs.
It's probably not
Smart refrigerators.
It's like those videos of like the drawer microwaves. Have you ever seen those? The microwaves that go in the drawer?
Yeah, why is that?
Like, why would you need one?
Okay, let me see what these are going for here. Of course, they don't tell you.
No,
the front
they got to
page.
keep it. They got to keep it secret until you're at the bargaining table.
Okay, so some of these have a touch screen. I actually like went to a friend's house who had a fridge with a touch screen that was connected to the internet, and you could like play songs on Spotify with the fridge. And I'm like, why do you need this? Do you actually use this?
No. I don't need that.
Okay, they're about like $3,000.
See, old me would have, however, paid for one of those machines. If, like, I remember when Burger King got the like the digital soda fountain where you could mix the drinks together.
Yeah.
Where you could make it Fanta plus Mellow Yellow plus like I would have paid for that when I still drank soda.
Interesting. Well, I guess I can't get the patent on that.
Even the more basic version of this is like you're going to be driving one day and you're going to say something like you're going to be on the phone, you're going to be driving your Tesla and you're like, look, I think Elon, that whole cancel Netflix thing was kind of a scam. And then your Tesla's going to give you bad directions. Because Elon's
send you into a lake.
Yeah. It's going to be like, it's telling me to drive straight, but I swear that's a cliff. Oh, whatever. And then they're going to just gun it, and then they're going to go off the cliff.
No, Tim has said that on back roads, you cannot rely on a self-driving Tesla to actually stay in, like, behind the yellow lines. It'll just go in the middle of the road, which is insane.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that, like, most of the time, like, if I'm Google and I want government contracts, or I'm Apple and I want government contracts, I just turn off Apple Maps, or I turn off Google Maps, and I'm like, okay, we'll turn it back on for everybody when you sign this contract. and then the guy who was going to vote no can't vote no because he doesn't know how to get there without the map.
I was out of town when the government shut down. Whatever happened with that?
They're still shut down.
They're still shut down?
They're still shut down. No, and nothing of value is lost.
Must be crazy in DC right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, the what is it? The pizza restaurants and the gay bars are all, I'm sure. Well, the pizza restaurants are above average occupancy, and in the gay bars are as well because nobody's working.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone in DC is gay and fake.
Definitely all fake, that is for sure. What does it say? So he says, ew, Burger King. Well, I didn't say that was recently, but I will not take any Burger King slander here.
Nah. Burger King is like not. Like, I don't plan on going to Burger King, like, ever again in my life.
Went to Burger King when we were on the way home from Michigan. Not last time, but the time before.
Like, I'm literally only going to go to Taco Bell for fast food now.
I do want to. So I think that the Taco Bell by us has the Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Taco, which they brought back for the Y2K menu. And
is that even Y2K? I feel like
that's
it wasn't
what I thought.
even that
I was
long
like,
ago.
I was like, what do you mean Y2K? Wasn't this like the early 2015 or something like that? That's not Y2K.
What the hell?
I mean, I guess it is kind of.
No,
but,
it's not.
You know,
that's like this is a scam.
2K10.
I tried it, by the way, and it's overrated.
I mean, I remember having them and I love them. So even if it's the same as it used to be, I'll still like it. And plus, you got to get a caramel apple empanada anyways.
That was okay, but also underwhelming when I tried it.
Lovely Nightmare says, Brett, tell Mary about Culver's. Have you ever been to a Culver's?
I have never been to nor even seen a Culver's in my life.
They don't have them here. Dingus Khan mentioned Taco John's. I love Taco John's. They don't really have those
I
around
thought that
here.
was like fake when you first
Yeah.
brought it up.
Olivia
Like,
did too.
What do you mean it's called Taco John's?
Olivia did too.
Who's John?
We were driving into we flew into to Chicago, and then we were driving from Chicago back to Minnesota, and I like stopped at a Taco John's. She's like, what
They
the
have a
fuck is this
CEO
place?
named John Taco.
It was they used to have the most amazing like Christmas commercials, like the song, the Feliz Navidad song that would be stuck in my head for weeks at a time.
You know, Taco Bell has gone to great lengths to distance themselves from being seen as a Mexican restaurant.
Phil would agree. Phil would be like, it's not Mexican food. I'm like, well, it is to me.
I mean, honestly, it's probably closer than we think.
That would be cool if I found out later that Taco John's was owned by the same John that owns Papa John's, but I don't think that's true.
Can they do a merger?
That would be fantastic.
I would love that.
I watched like a 30-minute documentary on the downfall of Sbarro.
What? But they're still around.
Yeah, but it's not what it used to be because nobody goes to the malls anymore.
It's not what it used to be, that's for sure.
And this guy was in the comment who wrote this just like roller coaster of a response about how he was like hired to work at a newly built Sbarro that they hired like 4 people and none of them showed up but him. And he ran it for 3 months by himself. And then eventually it shut down because he would sell 1 slice of pizza a day for $5. And I was like, I read this whole post and I'm like, I need to know what happens next.
They used to have a really good, like, just you could get 1 slice of chocolate cake at Sbarro. It's gone now. They used to have really good, they still have brownies at Chick-fil-A, but what they used to do is they would put like a chocolate ganache with walnuts on the brownie.
Yeah.
And they stopped doing that. It's sad.
We got one here from Shane H. Wilder.
We have Waymo out here, and one nearly sideswiped me. I couldn't even cuss a driver out because there is no driver.
You could call it a clanker. That's a slur.
Waymo. Wait, what's
The
Waymo?
self-driving cars.
They're empty?
Yeah.
Hold on. I feel like I've seen videos of this. But what do? They just delivery trucks or something?
You get them to bring you someplace.
Oh, it's just a glorified Uber.
Yeah. Dingus Khan of Gongolia says, my friend moved from Minnesota to Alaska and had to reverse engineer the potato ole seasoning because he missed Taco John so much. Yes, that's why you go. You get the potato oles, which are basically just like little mini potatoes.
High Voltage 75 said, would you try Wendy's new chicken tendies?
I like Wendy's is one of the only places I'll get chicken
Tendies
from. Wendy's and Burger King. So yes, I would try them.
Why not McDonald's?
I had a bad experience when I was young and then never again.
Wait, what?
I got sick after eating them one time. Whether it was connected or not, I have
Oh.
no idea, but after that I never ate them again.
It's like if you get a stomach bug, you're going to hate that food for
Yeah.
the rest of your life.
I mean, or at least that specific iteration of it. Like I used to eat these like stovetop Stofers like spaghettis, like microwavable spaghetti. And I got the flu around the same time and I'm not eating
No
them
one
since.
needs microwavable spaghetti.
No,
That
they
is
don't.
so not necessary.
Nope.
It literally would probably be faster to make it yourself.
Probably. Yes, potato oles are just tater tots with seasoning, but they're amazing.
That sounds really good.
It is. If you're ever in the Midwest, you should try them.
I doubt I will be.
They're very good.
Culver's is an interesting one I would like to try.
Culver's is good. Plus, half the reason you go there is to get the ice cream of some sort, the cement
Right.
mixer. I mean, I go for the burger, but they're less important. Like if they had better fries, I would like them, but I don't like the crinkle cut fries.
I don't like Five Guys fries
Really? That's a hot
or
take.
In-N-Out fries. They're basically the same, and they're not good.
I like.
I mean,
both.
I eat them, but they're not very good.
Yeah, I like both of those fries.
I used to hate Chick-fil-A fries because
The waffle fries.
I thought they weren't salty enough.
I mean, bro, they got salt packets. You
I
just
know,
put the salt
but
on yourself.
If it's not pre-salted, it's different. Because
You
then
then
all
worry
of
that
the,
you're going to put too much on?
because all of this salt that you put on them just sinks to the bottom of the package. It's pointless. So they need to be pre-salted.
I mean, I put macaroni and cheese on the top of every single one of
That's
them
so-
anyways.
That's. I mean, it's probably good.
It is
but
good.
like, I can't countenance mixing those two things because they're both starch.
Well, yeah, you got to limit it. And lately, I'm like, I actually had this is so sad, but like I had a revelation the other night because like I managed to drop about 18 pounds this year. And all I thought about
Golf
was like,
claps.
is this it? Like a lifetime of eating like 7 chips and then putting the bag away.
Well, I mean, you
Like
could
I literally
also-
sat there kind of depressed, like the meme, where I was like, so you're telling me I'm gonna eat a handful of potato chips and then I'm gonna just fucking close the bag?
No, but like, you got to do my life hack, which is that you like budget your calories on some days and not others.
I guess like
And it works out
No,
the
I don't
same
think
way.
that wouldn't work for me. Like mine has to be a more consistent. Like I can't have the days that are not like that because then I'm gonna be like, well, why can't every day be like that?
Why can't every day be Taco Bell?
It's like the reason like I don't celebrate my birthday because the other 364 days aren't my birthday.
I'm still like losing it over how much weight I gained in Italy. Cause I'm just like pissed off
And about everybody
the people
lying.
that lie. The people that lie. Like I knew it was gonna happen because obviously like I'm eating so much food all day every day. Like of course I'm gonna gain weight. I knew it was gonna happen. I'm not surprised. But people online just lie because they're like, yeah, there's no seed oils, so you're gonna like lose 10 pounds a day in Europe. Didn't happen the first time. Didn't happen the second time. It's not real, okay?
I mean, for me, it was like they're like, you know, you can't out exercise a bad diet, and I realized it's not even about the exercise. It's literally about while I'm exercising, I'm not eating. Like I'll go
You're
skate.
busy.
I will go skate to prevent myself from sitting around being like, well, I haven't done anything. Like I'm watching TV, better eat a snack. So I just go do something, not to lose the weight, but just to prevent myself from eating more than I need to.
George sent us a sticker. Thank you for that.
And it says thank you. So thank you, George. And we are right there for the second crisis party. Let's get there before
Very
we're done.
close. Shane H. Wilder said, if you're going to have microwavable spaghetti, why not just have SpaghettiOs?
I mean, I do that too.
Yeah, SpaghettiOs are really good. The nostalgia.
Anyways, yeah, I just had a moment of like external dread where I'm like a lifetime of not being able to eat till I'm slovenly and disgusting. Just a slob. All right, guys, before we go, would you please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already. Please and thank you. Mary, we're like right there for the second crisis party. I might even have to do the NPR outro.
Okay.
Where can they find you?
You can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived. And help me get TikTok famous. That is also Mary Archived. And if you have not done so already, go to castbrew.com and buy the Mary's Ghost Blend in s'mores flavor. It smells incredible. That's all I know about it because I haven't gotten my bag yet. But I still endorse, and it's perfect for the Halloween season when you're sitting around the bonfire telling ghost stories.
There you go. I have to give absolute credit to, where is it? I just saw it here. Kay Daniels in the chat on Rumble, who is like, says, Brett, Swag 2 is album of the year. I literally we were talking about it
What?
yesterday. He's bringing it up from yesterday when he was telling me that I was wrong about the album.
Wow.
I appreciate the dedication, my friend.
I didn't know it was that serious.
I disagree, but I appreciate the dedication. Guys, if one more chat here from Corey Anderson says, why are women difficult? His words, not mine.
I'm fine.
And one more from, did we get the one from Not That John Stewart who says, I like turtles?
We did not see that one
Yeah,
yet.
there we go. Pop Culture Junkie says, the cheapest AI fridge is $1,700.
Yeah, I'm not gonna splurge on that.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Shane H. Wilder says, party, maybe. Yes, it is.
Yes, we'll get a party.
Leisha says, give us your diet tips, Mary, for us petite chicks.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You just, I mean, I'm only giving advice for people who don't exercise because I don't exercise. You literally just have to not eat much, and it sucks. And there's no life hack that makes it not suck. And other than that, pickles have 0 calories. That's great. Bone broth has not 0, but very few calories and more protein. And that's about it. I also cover all of my food in hot sauce because I think that has 0 calories and it makes it slower to eat it.
Greg Duvier says, sorry, been busy during the podcast. Welcome back, Mary. I did not miss your cringe, but you were missed.
Thank you.
There you go.
Warm welcome.
All right. Thank you, guys. Hold, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right. Greg Duvier says, I like turtles more. I like turtles more. All right, if you guys would like to follow me, I am on Instagram and on X at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. This show is here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, of course, noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you would like to listen rather than just watch this show, you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, which is another great way to help the channel out. And if you want to follow us on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook at Pop Culture Crisis, Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we will be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.